In this article, they didn't do any original investigative journalism. It was basically a narrative wholly supplied by Greenpeace and actually supplied by a guy named Kurt Davis. Let's find out who is this Kurt Davis. He is actually the founder and the director of this so-called Climate Investigation Center. He is also the chief architect for the Exxon secret, which we will tell you because we need some data from him. And then he also established this thing called Polluter Watch because ExxonMobil is not enough, so he has to go after the coke industry, right? Somehow he's not happy with all of them. This is the original Freedom of Information Act that they sent to my workplace to try to request to get all my emails and all my grants and so on and so forth. The funny thing is that the excuse is that this is sent around December of 2009. In November of 2009, there's a famous case of Climate Gate. I hope some of you heard of it. It's basically a release of a bunch of emails from University of East Anglia. Until today, we don't know whether it's released or somebody stolen or some illegal. But they say because those emails are released, they demand to see Willie Soon's email. Same thing goes to Professor Legate. University of Delaware, the same thing. They sent to request that. Well, I was very curious about Kurt Davis, by the way, in the beginning. So I tried to find out actually where his sources of funding come from. Apparently, I didn't do a good job. I couldn't find anything. So 2019, there was some good journalists actually found out about what this Climate Investigation Center is all about. They actually, when they asked for FOIA, they actually tried to say that, present themselves as some kind of non-profit, so therefore, we don't have no money, please don't charge us any printing costs and all that. They even do things like this. That's what happened, right? But we don't know anything about Kurt Davis, that's fine, it's not personal, but hey, he used to work for Greenpeace. We do know something about Greenpeace. This is the 2010 December 2018 report that we produced. And we are very proud that we have the co-founder of Greenpeace, Dr. Patrick Moore, who actually wrote this article with us. You can see Greenpeace. You may not see the fine print. They are not dealing with $1.2 million, guys. They are dealing with 150 million to up to 400 million. This is the statistics that we are able to find out from their database from 1994 to about 2015 or so, right? And they are very asset rich. If you know, 2/3 of their assets are all in cash. Okay, I marked that just for you to see, $277 million. And this is actually the business model of Greenpeace. You invent a problem, you invent a simple solution, you pick a villain like Willie Soon, and then I'm going to talk about ExxonMobil, and then you dismiss any alternative solution. If they worry about fossil fuel, why don't they promote nuclear energy? Why don't they promote a lot of these things? They don't want to talk about this. They say, oh no, it's going to cause all kinds of other problems. This is telling you that they're not serious. They are just interested in producing campaign and get their funding, get that kind of funding. Climate change is clearly on top of their agenda, right? 1990, they already started with this kind of report. Very, very early on. Actually, I've seen the report myself. So you can see how rich they are. In climate change area, they spend over $521 million. This is their top campaign issue. They used to campaign on nuclear disarmament and so on and so forth, but they never talk about the peaceful use of nuclear energy, right? GM food, all this other stuff. And then here in 2001, Greenpeace, Kurt Davis started this Exxon secret. The reason why I mentioned that because I want to show you how long of a history he actually already started looking at Willie Soon and really, really find a way opportunities to get me. So only waited until, see how patient it is, 2015, boom. Because, why 2015? Because December or November of 2015, there will be this Paris Agreement. That's part of this thing. You can see the trend coming. Why is 2001 starting? It's because of the Bush administration. We'll show you more all the link later. But anyway, the whole thing is about that. We don't know anything about Exxon's secret money. How much money they say that they fund climate change denial, right? That we're able to stop all this policy prescription that they want in terms of Green New Deal, so on and so forth. But we found out from Kurt Davis, Exxon's secret, that from 1997 to about 2014 or so, 17 years, they actually spent only $31 million. If you average that out, it's $1.8 million a year. Excuse me, if you compare this with what Greenpeace is spending per year, $34 million, this is only campaign and advertisement. If they are worried about $1.8 million so effective in silencing debate and then promoting stop climate change denial, start this climate change denial movement, shouldn't we worry about $34 million can buy, per year? I mean, that's ridiculous. So if you count actually, a number of the ExxonMobil annual revenue is about $337 billion. If you count $1.8 million, you get 0.0005% of the thing. I mean, come on, guys. It's ridiculous when they keep saying that these people are funding us a lot, okay? Which is not true. Well, all you need to remember the level of problem we have now. It's all about money, really. Greenpeace is just one NGO, guys. There are at least 100 of them out there, okay? And then in 2018, this Professor Matthew Nisbet from Northeastern University in Boston produced this paper that found out that 19 major, environmental kind of funders, they funded $557 million given to all these other groups. And we're talking about very, very big money. And about a quarter of that money, about $18 million is all on campaign, just media issues. It shows you how effective and they are.